Good evening to everyone. This is the power of healing with Utabi. Ungowe Ketelo. Sorry, I'm sitting like this, so I decided that I'm going to try, okay. I'm going to try to make this less formal, guys. I'm tired. So, yeah, this is the power of healing with Utabi. Umtungwa, inkubela abayihlabe ngamanxeba. Abakhule ngezinyawo, undaba ezitha, amaqhawe amakhulu. Abantwana benkosi. Yeah, so today, sorry about my voice. So today I'm going to focus on Inkanyamba. Remember, I spoke about Inzuza, I spoke about Nkosazana. So today we'll focus on Inkanyamba. The characteristics and traits of Inkanyamba, the behavioral traits of Abantu Benkanyamba. So with water spirits, guys, we need to understand, before I get to that, I'm going to get to a certain number of videos and I'm going to stop uploading for a while. As soon as I reach that number, I will stop uploading for a while so you guys learn. And focus on other things. But and focus on now traveling. But as I said, there are two ways in which a person can get a water spirit. There's always two ways. Because we need to understand that not all of us have a water element. And some have a stronger element than others. And there's reasons to that. So when we speak about the two ways in which you get a water, or in which the two ways to get or have a water spirit. The first one, it is a gift from your ancestors. It is a gift from your ancestors when you have done something. Usually, most of the time, we do things and not looking for something in return, and it is recognized recognized in a very dear manner or heartfelt manner on the other side, on the spiritual world, right? So you do something without realizing the effect of it in the spiritual world. So that is when your ancestral spirits will grant you a gift of a water spirit element, because these spirits spirits work hand in hand, especially good spirits, especially cleansed spirits. And then there's another way, which is now the spirit itself chooses you. The spirit chooses you as a gift, or it either chooses you, it's by itself. Now when you get to a spirit choosing you, most of the time, let me explain it like this. With Inzuza, the spirit chooses you, the spirit initiates you by itself. With Inkosazana, there's two ways. It becomes a gift from your ancestors, and in most cases, that's when we talk about a gift from Amakhosi, which are your elders or ancient ancestors. In Nkosazana, it either becomes a gift or it chooses you. With Inkanyamba, in most cases, Inkanyamba is a gift. Inkanyamba is a gift from your ancestors. The spirit of Inkanyamba, is a gift from your ancestors. And then that element Inkanyamba doesn't initiate, but your ancestors initiate you. Inkanyamba does not initiate you. Yes, it will, yeah, it does not initiate you, but you will see that with Inkanyamba, you are mostly initiated by your ancestral spirit. Okay, so it is a self-initiate, but it is done through ancestral spirits, not like Inzuza, where Inzuza would forever appear and show you how to do things to understand. With Inkanyamba, you will see Gogo wakho or Mkhulu wakho most of the time initiating you or giving you messages. And that's the difference between these spirits. So hence I said we need to understand the type of spirit we have or the type of element that we have. It makes things easier for us. So that is why we listen to dreams. Your circle of dreams. Now, okay, there is a confusion, ne? Good. So now, which one is? Remember, I said which one is Inzuza, which one is Inkanyamba. Now, there's a lot of confusion. Now, I said when I started with Inzuza, that these spirits are able to change form, ne? But in most cases, you see Inzuza and Inkosazana, they forever change forms and not show themselves instantly to you. But with Inkanyamba, what I like about it, Inkanyamba always appears in its truest forms. Now, what also I like about Inkanyamba, it doesn't only appear in your dreams and that's it. If Inkanyamba wants you, or you're supposed to be in a certain stage of your training or initiation, it will show itself even in the physical form, and only you can be able to see it. So the black serpent, I guys, it's not the same as the holy and pure Inzuza. It's not the same as the seductive and beautiful Inkosazana or Inkosana. Inkanyamba is like truest form. You see me, you see me. And that's why we get confused with these serpents, because with Inkanyamba, what it can do, what it can do, or what it does in dreams, it appears as the three-headed serpent. It appears as this fire dragon, which has this fiery eyes, or a snake with wings. It appears a black snake with wings, or a black serpent, not a snake, a black serpent with wings. Serpent and snake is more or less the same thing, but it depends on the size. And then it also appears in a form of a tornado. You see, it's vung, this thing that goes like this, that we normally experience, like, and it happens within a short space of time and it moves. A tornado. That's Inkanyamba. So it will appear in that form as well. So, but in most cases, it appears in its truest form. Now, with this Inkanyamba, Inkanyamba has, I actually had to mention this when I started. Inkanyamba has a fire and water element, both mix. Ne? Why do we say that? Because you can find Inkanyamba, you can find Inkanyamba in the forest. So you can find it emanzini, you can find it in a forest. People who have element of Inkanyamba does not mean necessarily they have to always be at emanzini. Sometimes they're in a forest. You see, there's this forest spirit, guys, and these spirits work hand in hand. And as I speak about the fire and water element. That's when we get the fire spirits as well as the water spirits combined into one. So Inkanyamba is more or less like that. Now there's things that I want to skip and then get to them at a later stage. Ne? Now, well, let's go to the people who have Inkanyamba spirit, or who have been given the gift of Inkanyamba. Because remember, I said that in most cases it is given by your ancestors through a certain act that you did. Because also Inkanyamba chooses. No, Inkanyamba has a preference, guys. It's not likely. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I'm saying it's not likely that you would get a female having Inkanyamba spirit. I'm not saying it does not happen, but it has a low percentage of females. Ne? It's very choosy when it comes to gender, because Inkanyamba always comes as a makehla. So we need to understand the differences between these spirits. And in most cases, I when I do videos like this, I want to stick to what I've been taught and my sort of like knowledge from consultations and from Ugogo herself, or Uma, the goddess of water, when they instruct me on those things, on what to say and what not to say, and teach me on the different spirits, I try so hard that I don't get information that's already been shared by other people. Now, the people with Inkanyamba spirits, now the characteristics of them, those people are very bossy. Okay, they have this bossy and hot-headed nature. They're very bossy, like control freaks, ne? And hot-headed, like abo maishe labaya, maishe, like no nonsense takers. So like you often feel like you need to be careful when you deal with them. They're very feisty, guys. They're very feisty, and as I've said, they're very and feisty and fury at the same time, because they're very short-tempered. When those people don't like you, they don't like you. They don't pretend. When they don't like you, they don't like you. They don't pretend. When they decide that I despise you, I despise you. In most cases, they are misunderstood because they come up as this very angry person or aggressive person. When you look at them, like, you feel like, yo, it's a no-go zone for them as you look at them. But gradually, as you spend time with them, you get to see the like the soft side. So it has, as I'm saying, Inkanyamba is very feisty, guys. It has that way of showing itself, like that it projects itself outside. So umuntu who's got that spirit, usually, like, their bossiness, or their how should I say this, their personality comes out. So in most cases, they are misunderstood. When you see that person, you'll be like, yo, no, lapayana, I avoid. So, but as you spend time with them, gradually you get to understand they are very actually nurturing person, and who love to help. Now, when it comes to, okay, let's see where we are now. Yeah, so when I speak about the tornado and I speak about their fury, I'm speaking about this voom voom. You know that they are like that when they when they don't like something. Like, manje uba the change of mood now. Do you understand? So it becomes very difficult to understand in which space they are at the moment, because one snap nje maisha. So with Inkanyamba, guys, so ijazi I'll explain later, just the Inkanyamba and the colors. Now with water spirits, each water spirit has a secret. I'm not going to get into details with those secrets, guys. And we have been misled for so many, for so long. That is, it's very sad actually. Umuntu azokutshela and you can see that this person has been misled. So when somebody says no, mina fanele ngiye emanzini so, each spirit, each water spirit, it dwells in a certain type of water. Each water spirit dwells in a certain type of water, but it is not restricted only to that water. That means it does not mean that you'd find it only in that water, but in most cases they dwell in different places. We've got rivers, we've got dams, we've got waterfalls, we've got oceans and seas. We've got oceans and sea and beach, if I should say that. We've got streams. Those places are they are different and they carry different spirits. Ne? So with Inkanyamba, or with a person who has Inkanyamba, you basically find it mostly in a certain type of water. I'm not going to tell you which one. That's where you find it. With Inzuza shows you where you need to go. It directs you exactly. So all the spirits will direct you exactly where you need to be. Ne? And each spirit, the structure of the water or the place where you need to be, there's different things there. I won't share them with you. With Inkanyamba, there's a certain place where you find it mostly, and then you can also find it in other places, but in this specific one, Eitandai. So when we take you to Emanzini, we look at the water spirit or the water elements, the water spirit element that you have, and we take you exactly to the type of water that you need to be at. The types of water again with Inzuza, the water that is preferred by Inzuza is different from is identified by certain things. The type of water preferred by Inkosazana is identified by certain things. The type of water preferred by Inkanyamba is identified by certain things. Okay? Now, so that's that. But in most cases, where is this thing? Okay, I'll explain that later. I'll get into the waters part later. Ne? And then there's now this thing that people don't understand. Some spirits are lenient, ne? They're very lenient. And some spirits not as much. With Inzuza, it represents purity and holiness. So in its form, it's very harsh. I always say that. With Inkosazana, there's some sort of softness. Or Inkosana, there's some sort of I'm not sure about Inkosana. I don't think Inkosana is as soft as Inkosazana. Because Inkosazana, it's always about hair and how her representation, or how she present herself. With Inkanyamba, guys. So in Inkosazana, it's very lenient on some things. So in Zuza, it's very harsh when you. But it won't show. So within Zuza, when you drink alcohol, it's very harsh, ne? It will make you sick. But you will leave the alcohol intake by yourself. With Inkanyamba, Inkosazana, that's a glamorous type of spirit, guys, if you get what I mean. So people with Inkosazana can have a glass of wine, it doesn't matter. To understand, it's how you carry yourself afterwards, because I said it is a very seductive spirit. Now with Inkanyamba, let me tell you what happens when you've got that element or that spirit. With Inkanyamba, ubaysono. With Inkanyamba, when you drink alcohol, it turns you into something ongasiyo, because already the spirit is very feisty and it's very strong. So it turns you into lento eisono. If it's given you if it's been given as a gift, and when this is wrong, especially, or you drink alcohol a lot, where for you alcohol will be like a drug, or for you alcohol will be like your distraction. So you can take a person without Inkanyamba spirit, guys, can take alcohol and they look normal. When ubaysono, or it just destroys you. You become like a useless reflection of yourself, like ikwenzisono man. So that's one thing that I know about it. As I said, it's a nonsense taker. That is why if you're going to amakhehla lawaya, so if you're going to focus kakhulu on abantu besifazane with Inkanyamba spirit, it shows itself most of the time, because it is focused on certain things like power and business. Now, ne? So with a person that has Inkanyamba as their guidance, or as their spirit guide, when those people, when they curse you, that thing becomes reality. So if they curse you with a sickness, the only person that can heal you from that sickness is the person on Inkanyamba spirit, or that same person that cursed you. They are the ones that will be able to heal you, or the person that has that element as part of their package can heal you. But if cursed by a person with Inkanyamba spirit, guys, fale kuyomfuna the very same person. As I said, it is associated with the fire dragon, the fire dragon spirit name, and all the three that I've mentioned. Now, what these people have, Benkanyamba, I'm not sure whether to call it hypnosis or manipulation, because you get hypnotized by what they say, or they can easily manipulate you to doing what they want. Hence, I've said they've got this strong personality of control. So they can either, it's like you are hypnotized, man, by them when you do things for them, because at a later stage you're like, hi man, do I really need to go do that for him, or do I really need to follow him about? So they've got this sort of hypnosis personality. uh, they can actually control you without you realizing that they are in control of you. Those now with Inkanyamba, those people are business people. Those people are business people, and in most times their businesses grow and they become successful. In business, they thrive, they become successful. Ne? And hence I've said, so now if it wants you in business, and in a certain business, believe me, that business for years, it's going to stand for years and years and years. That's the beauty of Inkanyam. It goes from generation to generation to generation, uh provided the person who takes over understands that there's rules and regulations. As I've said, the spirit in itself is very feisty. So that spirit is very vicious and vindictive. It's very vicious, that spirit, uh, and vindictive in such a manner that it's always it always looks for a reason for revenge. So those people are not easy to deal with. They're very difficult, guys. So it's very vicious in its in its form, and seeks, like when it has been angered, it will always seek for revenge. Ne? And then yeah, so you need always to be cautious when dealing with those people, because they don't. So let me say this, for them it's blood to blood. If you've done them wrong, it's blood to blood. No excuses, no justifications. Do you understand? Hence I'm saying they are very vicious, vindictive in that way. So they can seem to be very cruel. That is vicious. They seem to be very cruel, and when they want revenge, when they seek revenge, people will initially think that they are the one that's wrong. Ne? Let's see, good. I can see my handwriting is bad, ne? So okay, in a relationship, those people are very stubborn, and for a woman to be involved with somebody who's got in Kanyamba spirit, it's very frightening because of their sense of strength, or sense of power, or sense of control. They you eventually, there's fear. You're going to have, you fear that person in a relationship, and they're very possessive. They're very possessive of their things, ne? Like for instance, in a relationship as well, they're very possessive of their women. Now with Inkanyamba, somebody who's got Inkanyamba spirit or that element is likely to be Igedla. Okay, I'm not going to explain it further, that one, but with Inkanyamba spirit, it's likely to have to be Igedla or to have Ubugedla. Now, as I've mentioned, because of the fire element in them, they are sort of like forest dwellers. Sometimes they like the forest. They like that element of trees and leaves, and especially in, there's something about them with the autumn season. So as you can see, the tornado, how it travels, and usually when you get the forest fires, have you ever seen the forest fires, how they when, like when there's a fire, how they move in sequence? So sequence and Inkanyamba are like this. Where there's Inkanyamba, or where the Inkanyamba resides, in most cases there's a sequence. In water, there's a sequence in which the water moves. In forest, there is a sequence in which the trees move or the leaves move. That's when it shows its presence. Now, one thing that is very, I think, is a downer for them, ne? For people with Inkanyamba, is that they have no sense of color. Those people don't know color scheme, like, and I'll explain why later on, and I hope I do remember. They don't have a sense of color or pattern. Those people, like, no, the sense of color shame is very bad. I don't want to lie, because but they love making money. They love making money. That's one thing that they love the most. But when it comes to but what in color coding and it's so Inkanyamba is not like Inzuza, it's not like Inkosazana when it comes to colors. Ne? Now, because of its bossiness, its feistiness, and its love for money and love for business, it is easy for people who have Inkanyamba, Gutbatwal. It is easy for them because of the spirit itself. It is easy, Gutbatwale. Okay, I'm not going to explain it further. Some things I want some things must be left in that sense. I'm not going to explain it further. I would have loved to, but I think I've said. I think with that point you get my message. Now, Inkanyamba is mostly in the dreams. There's caves and stones. Amadwala. The caves, the stones, a certain type of door of stones, so the dreams will be like that. So hence I've said, I think I mentioned that in one of the videos, that we listen to the dreams and we can tell you the type of spirit you have. Not everybody has the same spirit, and certain things that you get from a dream can tell you which lo muntu uphethe ubani kanjani. So now you think it appears in a certain manner. Ama dreams are corner. It is structured in a certain way. Hence I've said the caves and stones. I'm going to leave it at those two things, not more. So that's in dreams, right? And even the water that it's going to direct you to must have stones and must have caves somewhere. So its physical strength is very masculine. It's very masculine, guys. That's why I'm saying in most cases it chooses the male gender, because it's very masculine. Like umuntu who's got a female that's got an element of Inkanyamba would have that masculine strength, amandla endoda. Do you understand? So now it becomes double trouble when you are a female and you've got amakhehla. If you, as your chief spirit, you've got ikhehla as your spirit, chief spirit, and then you've got Inkanyamba as your spirit guide. Usenkingeni uyindoda nje klaro. And then makes it even worse when you've got amakhosi namabutho. It makes things worse for a female to have this spirit. It, as I've said, it's got that peaky. It's very peaky, or it's got that peaky lento when it comes to gender. It's peaky on the person it would choose, or the person that would be given that gift. Now, when denied or dismissed, because most of the time it will show itself in dreams, like it. So if you dismiss it or you deny it, it will show itself in physical form, in your own house, in your own door, in your gate, in your yard. It will show itself. This is one spirit that you cannot deny for too long, and this is one spirit that will deal with you. They all deal with you, but this one, it in uzoyibona. Okay, and hence I've mentioned the water sequence, where Inkanyamba resides, whether in forest or in water, there is that sequence. Because remember I said it's bossy, so it kind of wants to give that feeling that even when it passes, nalapho where it doesn't dwell, when it passes that space, there is this sequence that needs to follow it so that people can see which the boss has passed here. That is why even with the tornado, there's a certain sequence that it moves, or there's a certain way that it moves. Now, umlilo wenkanyamba, guys, when Inkanyamba it's dealing with you, no one can heal you. When Inkanyamba has started dealing with you, guys, it's very, very, very difficult. Not that you cannot be healed. No, now we're talking about. So the first time I said, when somebody who's got Inkanyamba cursed you, that person has to heal you, or the person that has Inkanyamba. Now, when it's dealing with you, the chosen one of it, or if you have been given it as a gift, that is very dangerous to heal. If you you denied it and you've got that element, and it's now showing itself in you and showing you flames, it's very difficult to heal. So sometimes it can show itself as a form of especially when it comes to lapha edlule khona, it can show itself as in a form of ufudu, a tortoise, or a turtle. I don't know what you want to call it, ufudu. And with that one, futhi Gogo said I mustn't go deep. There's other things that it uses to show itself. The lao. I'm sorry about that. Now, people with Inkanyamba have this excessive power hunger. Hence, I've said it's easy for them, right? Now it goes to this. They are very power hungry all the time. They want to be seen. They want to be in control. So it's excessive that it becomes like an overflow of that power hunger. So they, as I said, they like to be very, very controlling of things. Now, with these spirit guides, with Inzuza, with Inkosazana, with Inkanyamba, the one spirit that will give you will Induku, as a symbol of authority is Inkanyamba kakhulu. So other spirits, yes, you can get Indugu. I know within Zuza you still can get Indugu. It's different in its own way. And then people who have got Inkanyamba spirit are most likely to get that walking stick, walking stick symbol of authority. Or what do they call it? Is it a cane? Yeah, they have that element of authority, so they are often shown in Dugu. Even with the other spirits, you can get into Dugu depending on who the other spirits you're working with. You can get in Dugu. So we usually call abantu with Inkanyamba hot, or we call abantu with Inkanyamba as hot bags, amalahle, coal, like bahlale bashisa labo bantu abomayishi, as I said. And as I've mentioned again, they deal with you, especially when they have a grudge on you. They deal with you guys. They don't let go. So yeah, I think that's that. Hold on. Sorry guys about that, ne? So that's that, guys. So sorry about that. So you would also sometimes you would get, it's either indugi or you get a hammer as a symbol of authority. Depends on how they want your things, and it also depends with the others, and also with the other spirits as well. It's not a lot of times that you would be needed to get a knife. Sometimes you do get that option, that instruction, sorry, to get a hammer. Now let's go back to, I wanted to speak about the fiery colors of Inkanyamba, guys, because we need to understand, I need to see what the beads and the beads and other things, right, that we use. So with Inkanyamba, as I spoke about the fiery colors, so it's got the fiery colors, which is a mixture in most cases, and even in dreams you get that your dreams, the colors are mixed. So you would get them like this, ne? You would get them like this, your beads. There would be a mixture of either 3 or 4 colors in most cases. Sometimes you get this, ne? This 3. Sometimes you get these 3, and then sometimes you get, and also with the beads, guys, sometimes you get they instruct you to get the glass ones. Sometimes they instruct you to get the plastic ones. It depends on what it wants, in itself. And then there is this mixture. So if you say to me, I was shown dark purple beads, it's not a shocker. Vele, it will show you the dark purple beads. Yeah, that's the fiery color. So the fiery color is a mixture of colors, guys. It's a mixture of colors. That is why we get the essence of a dragon fire, a fire dragon. Sorry, a fire dragon. So it mixes colors all the time. It's either yellow, blue, green, yellow, blue, red. It mixes its colors. And then with Ijazi of Inkanyamba, it's usually dark purple. If you see a dark purple Ijazi, uh it's not limited to only dark purple, but it's got the element of dark purple in it. uh it so as I said, depends on a person. Everything depends on the person, and also the involvement, the spirits that have given you that gift, or that element of Inkanyamba, and the spirits that are initiating you and guiding you. So it all depends on them. But Mina, I was just giving you the highlights of the characteristics that you might have when you have Inkanyamba. Yeah. And I think that's that. I think. But you need to know that in most cases it shows itself in its truest form. Oh yeah, so yeah, thank you so much, guys. I don't think I've left anything out. Let me just check reminding now my notes. Yeah, I think I've done. I did mention they that they have no sense of color reading whatsoever. So it's not as glamorous as Inkosazana, like in terms of style and all of that. It's just money focus in a lot of times. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. I hope you do enjoy the video and you subscribe to my channel, and I hope it helps you in a way to understand your space so that you don't delay things thinking things will be better. Thank you. Bye bye.